The little polar bear, Nanuq. In the cold, white landscape of the Arctic lived a little polar bear named Nanuq with his mother. The snow sparkled in the sunlight, and ice floes drifted quietly on the deep blue sea. Nanuq loved playing in the snow, rolling around and sliding down the smooth ice floes. But Nanuq was also curious and wanted to explore the world outside the den where he was born. One morning, as the sun just began to rise over the horizon, Nanuq woke his mother. "Mom, Mom. Can we go on an adventure today?" he asked eagerly. His mother smiled and nodded. "Today, you are big enough to learn how to hunt your own food," she said. They set out onto the ice, and Nanuq saw his reflection in the clear water. They met seals lounging on the ice floes and birds flying across the sky. Nanuq tried to sneak up on a seal, but his paws were too clumsy, and the seal quickly slipped into the water. "Practice makes perfect," his mother encouraged him. They wandered for a long time, while Nanuq asked questions about everything he saw. Why is the ice blue in some places? Where do the seals sleep at night? His mother patiently answered as they walked, sharing stories of her own adventures as a young bear. As they continued, the weather began to change. Clouds rolled in, and a snowstorm blew up. Nanuq could hardly see anything, and when he turned around, his mother was gone. "Mom! Mom!" he called, but the wind carried his voice away. He was alone. Nanuq was scared, but he remembered what his mother had taught him: find shelter, stay warm, and never give up. He found a large ice floe where he could hide from the wind. There, while the snow fell, he curled up and waited. He thought of his mother and the stories she had told, and it gave him courage. Time passed slowly, and Nanuq began to feel hunger gnawing at his belly. He remembered how his mother had shown him to catch small fish. Carefully, he moved to the edge of the ice floe and peered into the cold water. With patience and a bit of luck, he caught his first fish. It tasted cold and fresh, and Nanuq felt a little stronger. The next morning, when the storm had calmed, Nanuq woke up and began searching for his mother. He followed tracks in the snow, listened for sounds, and sniffed the wind. Along the way, he met other animals, a snowy owl that showed him the way, and a narwhal that swam by his side. The snowy owl told him that courage is continuing even when you're afraid. The narwhal showed him secret places where fish swam close to the surface. One day, while Nanuq was crossing a large ice field, he heard a strange sound. It was a polar bear, but not his mother. The big male bear looked at Nanuq with curious eyes. Nanuq was scared at first, but he remembered what the snowy owl had said. He greeted politely, and the big bear grunted kindly in return. The male bear showed Nanuq how to find hidden fishing holes in the ice, and Nanuq thanked him before continuing his journey. One night, as the northern lights danced across the sky, Nanuq found a cave in the ice where he could sleep. He looked at the stars and thought of his mother. He began to understand that he was becoming a big polar bear, one who could take care of himself. But he still missed her warm fur and gentle voice. After several days of searching, during which Nanuq learned to hunt small fish and keep warm, he suddenly heard a familiar sound. It was his mother's call. His heart beat quickly, and he ran as fast as he could across the ice. There, in the middle of an ice floe, she stood. Her eyes sparkled when she saw him, and they ran toward each other. Nanuq buried his head in her warm fur and could feel her heart beating. "I knew you would find me," his mother said proudly. Nanuq smiled. He had learned to take care of himself, but he knew that adventures were best when you had someone to share them with. They returned to their den, and Nanuq told his mother about all the animals he had met and everything he had learned. His mother listened and nodded, knowing that her little polar bear had now become a brave adventurer. From that day on, Nanuq and his mother went on many more adventures together. Nanuq learned not only how to hunt but also to respect nature and the animals he shared his home with. He knew that the world was big and full of wonders and that he would always carry his mother's wisdom and love with him, no matter where he went.